What's crack-a-lackin', all you beautiful, beautiful people? Your boy, the Vuslap, is in the building as we end the first season of making Manchester United great again. And the big question is an FA Cup enough? That's what we need to know. If we win it as well, we still have to play the finals. That's what's coming up in just a moment. Hit subscribe, like, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and all that stuff. Your boy, the Vuslap, going to jump straight into the game. See you in a bit. It is FA Cup time. Europe is looking good. All we got to do is beat Liverpool. Although I think we do get European competition in the FA Cup. Why is it not letting me go in there? Okay, where do we check the rules for the FA Cup? Where does one look at the rules of the FA Cup? Click stages. Doesn't say rules. All right, I don't know how to check the rules, so we're going to assume, if I remember correctly, if Liverpool get a Champions League spot, which they will, we get the runners-up of the FA Cup get that spot. So if Liverpool win it, we get European football either way. At least that's how I understand it. That is what we're going to do. Let's have a quick look at the last lineup. We have had a bit of a turn of events since the last time we were out. We have been on we've been on very good form. We have been on very good form. Last time out, we beat Bournemouth 2-1 in the Premier League. I think last time we saw was the Newcastle Villa games. I want to say it's those two. Don't remember how far back we were. It's been a while. It's been about a day or two that I have played. I recorded a lot of stuff back to back and then recording today on the day that this episode gets released. So there's that. So yeah, we'll go with Bournemouth. We beat them 2-1. Cunha and Manu getting the goal. We then beat Wrexham 3-1 in the FA Cup to go through to the semi-finals. That was in the quarterfinals. Beating Leeds 3-1. Benjamin Sesko picking up another hat-trick. In fact, I think that was his first hat-trick of 2, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if he scored one earlier. No, he hasn't. Okay. He's only scored he has scored 2 hat-tricks. No, that one was 2. Wemo scored the other one. I thought so. I remember there was 1 hat-trick at least. Beating Leeds 3-1. We then drew with Chelsea 0-0 and then a 0-0 draw, a 2-2 draw against Brentford. They scored a penalty in the 92nd minute in that one. Also, the Chelsea game, Bruno Fernandes missed the penalty, by the way. Yeah, I know. In the FA Cup semi-finals, that's the match we actually saw. That's the man. We saw Brentford, Aston Villa. Now I remember. We saw us beating Man United beating Aston Villa 3-1. Mateus Cunha with 2, and Mbeumo with another one. We then drew with Liverpool, who we're taking on today. Mateus de Ligt scored a header in the 92nd minute out of 91 extra minutes time. So we got a little bit of bonus on that one. In the last 2 games, we have scored 8 goals and conceded 2. Bruno Fernandes with his hat-trick in this one. Mateus Cunha putting up 1 as well. And in this one, de Ligt scoring a goal. Zangelo Dull scoring a goal, Obi scoring a goal, and Bruno Fernandes scoring a goal. Let's go to the FA Cup. You can see I've rested some players, and they're going to play those that are rested well enough. I just think Yoro and de Ligt aren't 100% rested, which could be a little bit of a problem. Mbeumo is also not, he is fully fit. Okay, that's good. That's a good. Sesko will not be available for this one. He picked up an injury, so he will not be available. Constantelias is kind of fit, so I will bring him on the bench. And then elsewhere, Heaven's going to come in for Yoro. That's been a pretty much stock standard one. And then Harry Maguire for de Ligt on that right-hand side, just because they are not looking great. We will keep Yoro on the bench. I'll leave de Ligt off. De Ligt could use a little bit more of a rest, and Yoro's been a little bit better in that aspect. But this is the team that is going to start. This is what we're going with. Lamens in goals, Maguire, Hine, and Heaven on the back. Ratu and Angelino as the wingbacks, Manu and Fernandes, and Mbeumo, Mateus Cunha, and Obi up front in the absence of Benjamin Sesko. I tried playing Xerxes 1 or 2 games there. Didn't score a single goal. In terms of goals, though, we have somehow managed to get 3 players into double digits, with Shesko, Mbeumo, and Fernandez all sitting with double digits. Shesko with 16, Mbeumo with 11, Fernandez with 10. Cunha closest to them with 8 goals, but he has had the most assists out of the strikers in Cunha with 7. But that doesn't come close to Angelino's 12 assists, and Ratu's 7 assists as well. Mbeumo with 6, Fernandez with 5. Dorgu picking up 4 as well with the limited game time he's had. And then a couple of others, 2 and 1. Yeah, I also want to just give a shout out to De Ligt here, because he's now managed 3 headed goals from a corner. We finally figured out the little secret for corners. Let's give the ball to Matthijs De Ligt. That is the play. Right, with that all being said and done, it's time to take on Liverpool. It is an FA Cup final. We need to win this one. Let's go. All right, and kickoff is underway. We start off with the ball. I thought Liverpool were going to play a little bit of a weaker team, being FA Cup and all. They're not. They've got their Salahs, they've got their Wirtzes, they've got their Gravenbachs, they've got everybody. Oh no, that's a terrible tackle from Fernandez, and I think we're going to have to play this game with 10 men. Yeah, come on, Bruno! Ah! It's nice to see we're getting lines now, and he's now got to lose those lines. Doesn't make sense to play as a central outlet. Now so place a tracking back. Ah, Bruno Fernandez, you absolute muppet, you. This is now going to make this game a hell of a lot more difficult. From the resulting free kick, Godi Gapco puts it in the back of the net. I mean, let's be honest, this was just... Yeah, he was well onside there. Oh, I don't even know why we needed a VA on that one, but oh, this is not looking good now. This is actually super annoying, to be completely honest. Do we stick attacking? I mean, we have to. We have to stick attacking. We need to do something. With 10 men now, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, I guess. I think at what point do we try and change things up again? I don't know. Matthijs Cunha trying to bring it forward. One-on-one with the defender. Beats the man. He has a spot at goal now. Matthijs Cunha! He doesn't need anybody. There you go. Matthijs Cunha picking up the goal. 1-1 with 10 men. Let's make an FA Cup final exciting, hey? Look at that. Matthijs Cunha. I don't know why Hein got the assist. I mean, he passed it all the way back in his own box. Matthijs Cunha did everything correct here, and beating Alisson was the little cherry on top. Magical, magical goal. Matthijs Cunha, and there's a kickoff highlight. Now, oh, that's... You know what? I am going to go to balanced mentality. I mean, if we score a goal here from the highlight, that'll be cool. Ratu, just one touch too many there. Van Dijk to Robinson. Back to Van Dijk. This is Connor Bradley, who's starting. Gives it away to Kobe Mainu. He's got options. He finds Cunha. Tried to bring in Obi. Bradley wins it back after he lost it. Isak moving it forward. Good ball across to Salah. Liverpool cuts inside. Salah trying to do what Matthijs Cunha did. But Lamans does well with the save there. Lamans does very well with the save there. I have gone to a balanced mentality. I think it's necessary. I don't think we need to push too hard. We are 10 men. What we will do is if we can stay 1-1, or if we go in the lead, then we'd be better. But I mean, if we stay 1-1 towards the end of the game, I think then we're going to go to attacking towards the last 10 minutes of the game or so. Liverpool have made a sub as well, so I think they've picked up an injury. Angelino. Matthijs Cunha has Angelino with him. The moment looks like we're playing with 11 men. That is a beautiful ball to Mbeumo! Brian Mbeumo. Let's go. Let's go. We don't need Fernandes. We don't need Bruno. We've got Mbeumo and Cunha. There we go. That was a pass and a half from Angelino. Look at Mbeumo with so much space. I think Liverpool are overcommitting there a little bit on the attack, and that has helped us with a little bit of a counter-attack. It's 2-1 in the FA Cup final here at Wembley. That is brilliant to see. That is absolutely fantastic to see. Gravenbach was taken off, by the way. McAllister was brought on. We got to continue. Rachu, Mainu, Rachu. Back to Cunha this time. Mbeumo. Relishing the role a little bit as an attacking midfielder. Pushing forward. Rachu now brings in Mbeumo with some more space on that wing. He cuts inside, looking for options. Goes low. Pounces off. Mateus Cunha in the right place at the right time. 10-man Manchester United 3. 11-man Liverpool 1. Let's go. Let's absolutely go. Alisson couldn't hold it. It fell straight to Cunha. And you know 9 out of 10 times, in fact 10 out of 10 times, Mateus Cunha is going to finish that. He wants to go for that golden boot in the club. That's what Mateus Cunha wants. I don't blame him. Absolutely brilliant stuff. This is what you love to see. 10-man Manchester United dominating a lackluster Liverpool. I'm so happy, guys. I'm not going to shout at the team. I'm not going to do anything. We're just going straight to the second half. This is a vast football right here, baby. That's how we do it. What a close to the season. Let me just say that we had such a horrible November, December, and January. Such a horrible November, December, January. I don't think we won a game throughout the whole of November and December, to be completely honest. In the league, at least. I think we won FA Cup games, and I think we won a Carabao Cup game in that run. But what a way to turn it around. And we didn't change the tactic. Isak is way offside, isn't he? Surely he's offside. Yeah, he is offside. We didn't change the tactic too much. All we did was just change some roles and move our out of possession a bit wider to try and prevent the width, because we were conceding so many goals from the width. And the fact that I was kind of boxing everything narrowly didn't really work for us. So pushed the wingers out on the side, made the wing backs not so aggressive on the out of possession, and it's turned this team around. I feel like if we had this tactic and we had this momentum from November, we could be Champions League football team. I honestly and truly believe it. Let's make some swaps. It's 64 minutes in. Kobe Mainu is run his race. He's done well. Fratesi come in there. Elsewhere, Obi is not playing great. Xerxes, try and get a run in there, Chan. Try and get a run in there. In fact, actually, you know what? Sorry, Xerxes. Costantelias is going to come in there, and Mbeumo is going to go up front. And also, Rachu is not playing great. Matsarawi picked up 2 assists in the last game out of that 4-1 drumming of Nottingham Forest. Maybe he can pick up another 2 in this one. That would be... Imagine we win this one 5-1. Imagine 4-1. Hell, imagine 3-1 with 10 men. Because that's not something you can easily write. With 15 minutes left on the clock, we have played absolutely fantastic in this game. We really have. I can't fault the team. I really, really can't fault the team. I was going in with a little bit of a defeatist attitude. I won't lie. And then after 2 minutes, when Fernandes got sent off, I'd really, really thought we'd have our backs against the wall. Gakpo then scored from the result free kick. I had our backs against the wall a lot more. And now look at us. With, 4 minutes left to play of stoppage time. Mateus Cunha with a free kick. Make it 4-1, guys. Make it 4-1. Isaac Hein, he assisted Cunha in the first goal. He gets the goal from assist from Cunha in this one. There you go. Why not? Why bloody hell not? Isaac Hein, beautiful header. There was question marks. A lot of people were questioning, why did I sign Isaac Hein? That's the reason I signed Isaac Hein. He's going to score the 4th goal in the FA final. I predicted that. Do we get a trophy lift in the beta? I don't know, but we're going to find out now. We do get a trophy lift. There we go. We are FA Cup champions. Now, the big question is it enough to keep my job? I think it is, because it puts me into European football. What a moment, eh? What an absolute crazy moment. FA Cup champions. Campeones, guys. Campeones. Look at me in my little green suit. And there we go. It is going to be... I suppose it shouldn't be Bruno. I think Casim... No, who would it would probably be Maguire. He was the captain, or vice captain for the day. But anyway, it doesn't matter who it is. We win the trophy. We are the FA Cup champions. First season in charge of Manchester United. And I've won a trophy. The first step to making Manchester United great again is in the bag. What a time. What a time to be alive. Really, what a time to be alive. We've got our Europa League, by the way. That was the minimum requirement, according to the board, was to get Europa League. We got Europa League. Doesn't matter how we got it, but we got it. All right, in terms of what's going to happen next, I'm not going to do the Brighton game because there's no real jeopardy in the league at the moment. I mean, we could finish 7th, but because we won the FA Cup, the 7th Conference League doesn't matter anymore because we will take the Europa spot. Making 2 Europa. So Crystal Palace and us will both be Europa, and then Spurs will get as it stands. And we're 3 points behind Chelsea anyway. They've got a game in hand, so it's pretty much a pointless game. So what I am going to do is I'm going to get past the Brighton game. We're then going to do a little bit of a season review and a little bit of an update on where we stand as a club for next season. We're back at the end of the season. We still have a job. They're happy with the club vision, I guess. We finished in 10th in the end. Yeah, they all won their games in hand. There was nothing I could do about that. But at least, you know, we're above Newcastle, which is always great, you know. It's always good to beat Newcastle. That's one of the teams that I truly and utterly despise in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, Burnley, and Sunderland all going down. We're going to talk about transfers because there's 2 players, one in Burnley, one in Forest, that I might be keen on signing for next season as a potential backup players in the squad, but we'll talk all about that in a moment. Just want to show you that. We do have Europa League football next season, which is absolutely fantastic. We've been given 114 million to spend this season with a 320,000 wage budget. Not a great wage budget, but there's a few players that we are looking at selling, and I can adjust the wage budget slightly. So we've got some money to spend. I'm not looking at spending everything because we don't really need to spend too much. What we do need is the following. Let me go to the squad. I've planned out how I'm doing it. I don't use the squad planner. I have never used the squad planner. I'm going to try and use the squad planner today. Let's see how it goes. Give me a moment, and then I'll show you what I have predicted for the next season, at least, for starting lineup. So I did want to use the squad planner, but because I've got a couple of loanees in here, I couldn't. So we're going to just do the old-fashioned way, how I always do things. Let me just actually get rid of the people that I don't really want in the squad quick. Because there's a few guys I just added in for the sake of adding in to keep placeholders. There you go. This is the squad that is looking for next season. We're going to need a new goalkeeper. I think Lemons is good, but I think we can do better. I'll tell you, will probably be the 3rd choice. We need a new centre-back. Hein is good. I like Hein. To say that he's played well is 683 in 25 games. You can see he's a little bit inconsistent. So if I can find someone a little bit better, obviously we'll use him, keep him as a backup player. There is a world where I sell him and then we bring in 2 extra defenders. I do need another backup defender for De Ligt as well. As you can see, like I always do, I've got my starting 11 and then I've got my next 11 plus extra guys that I want to keep around. So De Ligt does need a replacement as well as our wing-back, Ratu, who's on that side. That is option, but we do have some options for him. I will talk about that in a minute. Angelino on that side. Dorgu's obviously his natural replacement. Yoro and Heaven on that side. I'm happy, super happy with that. In terms of the midfield, we are quite spoiled for choice. Ideally, starting the season, it's going to be Fratesi and Delgado as the 2 sort of midfielders that are going to switch around. We do have Sanabria, who's coming in from LA Galaxy. We signed him in January, sent him back on loan. He's developed really, really well, and I really like the looks of him. So as a 3rd choice, I think he is absolutely fantastic. Over as the attacking playmaker. We've got Fernandez and we've got Kobe Mainu, who have both proven can really do that job absolutely perfect. Up front, we've got Mbeumo on the right. We've also then got this guy, Xavier. That's what I'm going to call him. I'm not going to try and pronounce his surname. A Mexican youngster. We bought him in January, loaned him back to Defensor Sporting, and he has developed absolutely fantastic. Stronger on his left, but I want to play him on the right because it's an inside forward, so he'll cut in on that right-hand side and shoot with his left foot. Mateus Cunha on that left-hand side. Constantelius will continue as the understudy. We do have Dahl, who can play on the left and the right. And then there is a world where I keep Marcus Rashford to play on the left and the right, and as a second choice striker, he is that option. Do I want to get rid of him? Probably. If we get 70 to 83 million, I will obviously take that. But there is a world where we could actually just keep Marcus Rashford. I really, really think we could keep him happy in the squad at least. And then in terms of other players, the backups, ones that I haven't spoken about, like I said, I'll say will probably be the one backup that we are going to keep around. A few others that I'm umming and ahhing whether I want to keep them around. Some I'm going to loan. In terms of the right wing back, I said we've got options. We don't know if they're going to be the best options when it comes to the squad, but we can have a look at them. We've got, firstly, let's talk about Habib Onyanyeyi here. Decent little wing back. Can do the job if need be. But if we compare him to, let's say, Mazraoui, who was our backup for most of the season, you can see he is miles off Mazraoui and everything that Mazraoui can do. So that is the option there. The other option that we do have for Onyanyeyi, instead of Onyanyeyi, rather, let me try and get his name right first. That would be absolutely golden if I can get his name right. Obviously, they're all out on loan, all our youngsters. Need to find him. Onyanyeyi's the one. Where's my other one? There he is. Camerson here, an Englishman. Jaydan Camerson will help with the homegrown players advantage. He's a little bit better than Onyanyeyi, in my opinion. And if we just compare the two across the board, when you need to find them, you never find them. That's the problem. Onyanyeyi's towards there he is. You can see he's probably a little bit better in terms of the places where you need him, but he's probably not the requirements that we need. So we might need to look for a new player. I do like the fact that he's English. We're going to need those homegrown players because we are losing a lot of homegrown players come the end of the season. So we need to try and fix that little issue up as well. Other players that I'm looking at maybe keeping along, maybe just as backup options for long term. Harry Amas here, decent young left back. We do have Dorgu, we do have Angelino. He could be one of those options, especially the fact that he's English. It helps with a homegrown at squad mentality. And then there is another guy that I am looking for, and I just can't seem to find him. There he is, Diego Leon, another option at left back. I think between him and Amas, one of them is going to go on loan, one of them is going to stay in the squad. I'm thinking Diego Leon is going to go on loan. I think he's going to go back to Lucerne. He actually he only played 2 games there for them. We might find another team too for him to go and play. Elsewhere, a lot of players in the squad, as you can see. These are the players that are 19 and above, and at 19 that I'm probably going to keep. Kana Biek here, let's talk about him. Striker, youngster, 19 years old. Want to give him some game time. I'm going to loan him out, definitely. We do need a backup striker. We do have Obi, but I think I need one better backup striker as well. Martha, average, probably going to sell him. Ajalifi, probably going to sell him as well. Sancho, 100% going to sell him. In fact, he's joining Barcelona. He's been sold already. Jack Fletcher here is a bit of an interesting case. The nostalgia in me wants me to keep Jack Fletcher because he's, Fletcher's kid. So that's a big plus. Also, Tyler Fletcher's in the squad. Tyler Fletcher, I'm going to loan out. He's the better of the two. Him, I'm in an R-ing. I might loan him out because he is 19 and he's English. So there's the option of that. So we might just keep him around for that one. The same goes for Camerson over here, who is another option at wing back on the right, by the way. Like we mentioned him. Between him and Onyanyeyi, we'll see who keeps in the squad. If we keep both of them, might be loaning both of them out anyway. Kone, Collier, probably going to be loaned out again to try and develop a little bit more. Xerxes will be sold. Mazraoui wants to leave, so he will try and be sold. Mount is going to be sold. Maguire doesn't want to sign a new contract, so he will be leaving. Harrison, I'm going to sell. I just don't think he's ever going to be a great goalkeeper. And if we can get about 2.5 to 4 million, 5 million for him, I will take it. That is a good deal for that one. Elsewhere, we've got Wheatley. Again, same sort of striker situation as Obi. I just don't think he's going to develop more. So he's gone. Sharp is leaving the club. He's joining Queen's Park Rangers. Ennis is another one I'm probably going to loan out for one more season. He is 21, and he's not developing as great as I'd hoped it would at Fleetwood. Only one FA Cup start, which isn't great. So he's on the chopping block. Onana is going to be sold. I don't think Onana has a spot in the squad, although on paper in this game he is really, really good. And the fact that he had forward FIFA World Cup qualifiers, 2 clean sheets, conceded 5 games, conceded 6 in the AFCON. Maybe not a great record, but I think there's a world where we can get 30 to 40 million for Andre Onana easily. Elsewhere, Dan Gore is another one that I feel like he's a bit too old to loan out again, because I don't think he's going to develop as much, and I'm a bit disappointed with his development in Rotherham. So I think we will end up selling Dan Gore. And I know a lot of diehard United fans love Dan Gore. Unfortunately, I just don't see a world where we can keep him. The same goes for Shea Lacey. He's got the potential to be great. Hampered this season a little bit by injuries, which is why his development has dropped. But at 19 years old, I think his development is going to stay sort of in that ballpark. So I don't think he's ever going to shine the world over again. Same with Jake Moorhouse. The same with Liam Jackson. Although Lewis Jackson rather, I'll probably loan out again. He might be a option on De Ligt's side, which could help us if we don't find a centre-back option. Vitek is a goalkeeper that I'm probably going to sell as well. Don't see him really having a long-term spot in the squad. We can get about 15 million for him, would be absolutely fantastic. Hugo, another one we're going to swap. Bennett, we're going to sell as well. Casemiro is leaving the squad at the end of the season. Me is going to be sold. Rowe needs to retire. He's too old. Ethan Williams, we'll talk about in a second. Heaton is leaving the club at the end of the season without a contract. Ethan Williams here is a very unique little player because he can play wing back on the left. He can play wing back on the right. He can also play attacking midfielder, left, right, and center. He is the epitome of an average young prospect English player. Like, I think he could be well. He could do well. I don't think he's a first-team starter by any means necessary. But the fact that he's English, I think we're going to loan him out. So that's pretty much the breakdown of the squad. How are we looking for next season? We're going to stick to this formation. Attacking mentality is the way we're going. So you know what? Join me next episode for a transfer special. Maybe we can sign a few players. We need a goalkeeper. We need at least 2 centre-backs. At least 3 centre-backs, actually, to bring into the squad. And then maybe a striker or 2. Let's see what happens. Folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and notify your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters. Your boy, the Vaslap, is out of here. Peace. Chicken grease.